This is the MSI MPG 321CURX Curved Gaming Monitor, and we're going to check it out in this video. It's a 32-inch 4K QD-OLED display that does boast some pretty impressive specs at a pretty fair price point. MSI did send this out to me to review and it has been unboxed before, but let's go ahead and get into it. Inside the box we get some paperwork, USB upstream cable, kettle lead, VESA mount extenders, HDMI cable, and a stand that comes in two pieces. I think the monitor from first impressions has decent build quality, the QD-OLED screen is fantastic, amazing colours and very good brightness. The 1700R curve is very subtle and not very aggressive at all. The back is a glossy plastic that has some details such as the MSI Dragon, the monitor model, and even an RGB light on the back because it is a gaming monitor after all. The monitor stand attaches with a single threaded screw, then the monitor easily clips on and off the arm with a little latch, making it super easy to attach and detach the monitor. The stand matches the same aesthetic as the back of the monitor and has a little slot for cable management. There's some decent adjustability here within the arm itself, allowing the monitor to be tilted up or down, adjusted in height, and then swiveled left or right. There is no pivot rotation on this one, however. Whilst the stand does look good, it does take up a little bit of space on the desk. However, it is also VESA compatible, so you can get this mounted on a monitor arm. There's two HDMI 2.1 ports, DisplayPort 1.4, USB-C port with 98 watts of power delivery, two USB-A ports with a USB upstream port for making the use of the built-in KVM, and then a headphone jack which you will need as there are no built-in speakers with this monitor. There's also two buttons and a directional stick for navigating the menu on the back. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the menu now. As I said, there is a KVM on this monitor which you can access here, along with the crosshair and the optic scope. Game menu gives ability to change different picture modes and toggle DSC and adaptive sync modes. Professional and image settings for adjusting a picture, etc. Input source to control the inputs, but you can have auto scan on so it will pick up the signal automatically. There are picture in picture and picture by picture modes available if you wanted to have two signals up at once on the screen. You can then set what the Navi key does in here, general settings, and then finally OLED Care 2.0, where you get things like pixel shift, panel protect, and even detection for things like multi-logos or the taskbar. The panel protect does actually come up as a reminder after a set time and gives you the option to run it. Now, I don't know all of the science behind how this works and what it actually does, but MSI do also offer 3 years of warranty, so you should be pretty good either way. The QD-OLED panel is fantastic, however. It has really decent level of brightness, superb colours, and inky deep blacks as you'd expect with an OLED. It does make games look amazing, whether that's a story game or something competitive. As mentioned earlier, the curvature of the screen is only slight, so it helps the edges of the 32-inch display come a little closer to you without being too aggressive. The nature of both a curved screen and OLED does mean depending on what's behind you, you might pick up some reflections, but the anti-reflection surface treatment does do a good job at limiting this, so it's not as harsh as you might expect. The USB-C port with 98 watts of power delivery means this could be a good option for productivity and work as well. It's a 4K monitor, so it has great resolution and decent text clarity. Certainly usable for work in my opinion. I'll try my best to show some different menus here so you can get an idea of the text clarity, but you could also mess around with the sharpness, etc. to find something that works for you. However, for me, straight out of the box, totally usable. But of course, what the monitor is really built for is gaming. It has 240Hz refresh rate with a 0.03 millisecond grey to grey response time, so this monitor is pretty rapid. And realistically, it's about as fast as you can usably get, in my opinion, especially if you're going to play in 4K. So you've got the vivid colours and deep blacks with the OLED screen, which makes games look amazing, but then the specs, as long as your GPU is up to par, will have the games playing amazing as well. But with the 2.1 HDMI ports, you can use this for console gaming as well. You won't be able to make use of the full 240Hz refresh rate, but you'll still get to enjoy the fantastic picture quality from your favourite console games. This is my second 32-inch QD OLED display, and I have to say I think this is a pretty decent monitor. The build quality feels really good, the panel quality is fantastic, and the specs make this a great option for gamers out there. All whilst being priced fairly well as well at £700 or about $950. The only downside to this one is there are no built-in speakers, so you will need a soundbar, speakers, or a headset. Anyways, that was a quick look at the MPG 321CURX Curved Gaming Monitor from MSI. A big thanks to MSI for sending this out, and a big thanks to you for watching. I'll leave a link down below for purchasing if you're interested, and until the next one, I'll see you soon. Bye for now.